Hi good students, today in this video we'll be talking about the importance of keeping a sketchbook. I have 4 sketchbooks with me. They're from the past 5 years. I like to put on the spines of all my sketchbooks the years that I do them. This one I put on the paper side. I've been seriously pursuing art now for 10 years. So I have way more sketchbooks than this. Even within the past 5 years I have more. But I'm only showing these 4 and I dog tagged the drawings I wanted to show you. First and foremost, I think it's important to just not take the sketchbook seriously. And I think the best way to do that is just to make it a little more custom. So I'll put stickers in there. I always put my information in case I lose my sketchbook. You know, here's some pieces of paper. Here's like a claim ticket thing from a flight I took. I like put pretty much stickers and stuff in all my sketchbooks. And then in my most recent one, I've been pressing flowers just from like where I go. I'll put a flower in there because I just think it looks cute. Here's a lot more on this side, and then I'll stick things in this side in the little inside as well. So I think that's my first thing, is just don't take it seriously. You will probably eventually create a sketchbook where it's just like a work of art, the whole book. But I have yet to do it in the past 10 years, and that's not really what the sketchbooks are for. I truly believe a sketchbook is just a place for you to play and for you to think about kind of how you feel about certain things, just to practice drawing. It's like not serious, and then you take these not serious ideas and you look deeper into them, and then that gives you a more serious idea. But you have to do like the play part first. So going into my first one here, we have these are a journal entry about how I felt about COVID, which is pretty depressing. And then I have this tempera painting. I like how brushy it is. I feel like some of my most loose and best artwork I do is in my sketchbook, because I don't feel any pressure to do it super refined and realistic. So I like that one a lot. I also like to paint and draw on my sketchbooks. I think it's good to do both. Here's a drawing, a self-portrait I did. I also like to date when I do the drawings. So this is 1/6/21. I like the line on there. I think it's a little hairy, but I kind of like how it feels like it's vibrating. So I like that effect that I had. And then this was some type of color study. I know I did it with acrylic paint on June 6, 2021. I can also tell too, I have like this orange painting and I have some like pencil marks below. And so I know what I did. I know I did a drawing I didn't like, and I covered it up and did a painting. So it's also like it's not serious. Like if you hate something in your sketchbook, you can literally just cover it up and redo it. I also have a car bill in here. So it's just, you know, that's not the best organization that I have, but just know it's like a part of, it's like an extension of who you are, this sketchbook, and who we are is not always going to be this like perfect piece of artwork. I write a lot in my sketchbooks. I have a lot of, you know, Mark Rothko's my favorite artist, so I'll draw his compositions a lot. And then here's just more abstracted, thinking about composition. I talked about this drawing in a previous video, but I just like the lines in it. I like how loose it is. I like that. I like kind of the composition of like how tall her head is. I think that looks kind of fun. So I could think, okay, this is why I like it. Let me take another photo. Let me do another drawing or painting and do it again. This is from, it says Harper Bazaar, Korea, June 2022. So this is from a magazine cover, and it was a model in the water, and she's like her mouth is like half submerged, and she's got like a swim cap on. And I thought it was just such a beautiful photograph that I drew it. And then, you know, after I think of something like, this is so beautiful, let me draw it, then I think about the why, because sometimes we just need to do it and then we'll analyze it later. In this sketchbook, I know that this was the one I was keeping when I got my cats 2 years ago. I got 2 little kittens in 2023. So it says new kitten on brown paper bag. And this is the mark he has on his forehead. And this was him sleeping in front of me. Cats love crinkly things, so he just laid down on it. And it's always the best to draw animals when they're asleep because they sit the most still. Drawing animals is a good challenge. Drawing people is even harder, but I feel like, you know, they're kind of in the same realm where, like, you know, pets don't understand they can't move, so they will move a little bit. And so it's just meant to be a short little exercise, not supposed to be a full out painting or drawing. And then my next one, oh, well, that's my dad waiting for the eye doctor. He was just on his phone and I was drawing him. So you can always just take it wherever you go. And then this is another one of my cats. I actually think that sketchbooks that have a lot of negative space look really cool. They like look more contemporary. So the fact that this is so empty here, I think makes it look stronger. This is like a very fast drawing. I can tell by like how quick my lines were. And I named the cat Appa. He has a name now. Appa drinking water. And then I have another cat named Obi. So I remember when I drew this one, Obi was asleep in front of me and I sketched his head really quick and that's all I got in before he moved. And then I had this idea, okay, I'm gonna wait until Appa's asleep and I'll draw him right here. So I didn't date this one, I don't think. But I remember that this part was drawn for a while first, and then like weeks or days later, I drew Appa. So I had like that little mini plan in my head. And so that's like a cool way too, to kind of to think about composition without having to put forth like hours of your time into an artwork. And the last one I just finished like a week ago, maybe. This is 2025 sketchbook, 2024 to July 2025. And this one, oh, I didn't tag this one. This one is like a more finished drawing of my sister. She was doing her makeup. That one's kind of fun, I think. I have a quote that I wrote down. I was listening to something, and it says, "Nobody understands this except for me. I miss home." And then people wrote down, "I understand you." So I write a lot in my sketchbooks just because I kind of use them as a journal. Here's my boyfriend. He was gonna quit his job, so I was sketching him, and as he was telling me that, and I wrote down the date. Here's my dad. This is from a photograph, and he was shaving. He was getting ready we were gonna go to like a fundraiser thing together. And there's my mom doing her makeup as well. And then I have a final drawing of my other sister. So I draw my family a lot too, and I think it's also important to just know that like you already have enough around you. Well, there's me thumbing through my sketchbook. I have another drawing. I don't know where it is right now, but that's okay. I did this one of Isabel, my friend. Some of you guys might know her, and she was dyeing her partner's hair. I have a little crayon study I did. I was drawing with crayons, and I was trying to figure out what color would be the best. It's a plant that I drew. So I think just the most important takeaway is just to know that, you know, it's just play. Here's somebody getting their nails done. They were like, this girl was doing people's nails the night before a wedding, and I was sitting there drawing, and I used nail polish on the paper to paint the nails that were done. And then last but not least, I'll show this one. This was a sketch of a past student of mine named Alicia, and she had sent me a reference photo, so I drew it. Yeah, just know that sketchbooks are a place to play, and they're just for you. You don't have to show anybody. I mean, you might have to show your teachers like a thumbnail, you do, but like you don't have to show anybody, and it's just an area for you to really feel comfortable with yourself.